Welcome to our recap of 2022. We started off the year with a quick trip to Boston and New York. In Boston, we were there to catch a comedy show, and the following day we were greeted with heaps of snow. Rather than be deterred, we committed to exploring as much of the city as we could in its winter wonderland state. Seeing Boston like this was truly so special, and I still remember how good it felt to come back to our hotel and sit by the window with a warm cup of cocoa, watching the snow fall over the city. The next day, we took a short train ride into New York City, where we watched a musical and took in some sights before heading back to Texas. In February, we drove out to Fredericksburg for a weekend getaway in the most stunning treehouse. We were surrounded by nature and even had a little bird friend pop by in the window. The town is an old German settlement and is known for their peaches. We visited some museums and brought home so many peachy goodies too. Spent most of April trying to get things to grow in the backyard. They eventually did. But we also went to Austin and to Dallas to celebrate Julia's birthday by seeing a couple comedy shows. May was really special. In May, we flew out for a few nights to St. Lucia. We stayed in the most beautiful resort in a villa with a private pool and incredible views. We spent our time lounging by the pool, took a sunset cruise and had a lovely dinner. We had some awesome massages and spent so much time by the beach. We savored every sunset that we possibly could. And overall, our time there was just magical. June was really exciting because this month we found out that we were going to have a baby in 2023.
Suspicious. A sock?
A sock.
Little sock?
A little sock.
I knew it.
Did you?
I did.
How?
You're looking at me all funny this morning.
I wasn't.
You were.
I wasn't. I was looking at you normal.
2 lines?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty much right after we found out, we were taking another trip out to Boston to visit Martha's Vineyard. We hopped on a ferry and stayed in the cutest B&B and then explored as much of the island as we could. Martha's Vineyard vlog. I got here yesterday, and now we're at the cliffs. The lighthouse. And that's, yeah.
That's the start.
That's what's going on. The thing I remember most from this trip is how much clam chowder I ate, truly. I think I had it every single day, and how good it was, and also how amazing the island smelled. It smelled so good. I can't even describe it, just like sweet and fresh and floral.
It's toasty.
On another day, we ended up taking another ferry over to Nantucket. We started off by having a really yummy lunch, and then we did a bluff walk over in Sconset, which was beautiful. Before we left, we stopped by Plymouth and its famous rock. Yeah. And then once we finally got home, we got to see the first ultrasound of our little bean. In July, we flew out to Utah for a family reunion. We started off by driving south in Utah towards Bryce Canyon and Arches National Park. The landscape there was crazy. It looked like we were on Mars. Then we headed up north towards Park City for the actual family reunion. before heading out towards Montana, where we did some glamping and also checked out Yellowstone National Park. We ended our trip by visiting Teton National Park and staying in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where we got a glimpse of a moose before heading back to Texas. A moose? In August, we got another view of the baby before we headed out on a 3-week trip across Europe. We started off in England, where we visited Bath and the Cotswolds. Our next stop was in Germany, where we spent a couple days relaxing. And our final stop in August was up at the beach in Poland. In September, we started off in Wrocław, where we picked up my grandma before heading off with her and my mom to Italy for a few days. We stayed in Lake Garda and soaked up all the beautiful scenery together. After a few days, Michael and I ventured north to the Dolomites. We hiked a little in the mountains and visited a gorgeous lake. Our last stop in Italy was Venice. We had a great time exploring the city. And then we headed back home, where we got an update on how the baby had been doing, and we finally also announced the pregnancy to our friends and extended family. In October, we headed out to the East Coast again for a week-long road trip to see the autumn leaves. We started off in Vermont, and then we drove through New Hampshire. we headed out to Maine where we stopped by Acadia National Park and we stayed in a really cute B&B. Then we drove down and we visited Salem, which was really cool. And we finished our trip with a quick stopover in Cape Cod before coming home. In November, we took our baby moon, so we flew out to New York for a few days and we stayed at a new resort up in the Hudson Valley, which was so beautiful. And we really just did nothing. We just enjoyed the resort. We did a little bit of pottery, we got some massages, and just tried to relax as much as possible before baby comes next year. In December, we truly wound down and just enjoyed the holidays. This was such a special year, and I can't wait to see what 2023 brings.